because Jake is the only ones going through this captivity, man. They're the only ones catching this hell. And our people are still not catching on, man. So the Heavenly Father is just going to keep pushing it. He's going to keep enforcing it. And he's going to keep bringing more hell upon his people until they get the point. And they're going to get the point when they on fire in the blaze of glory. And not the blaze of glory. Because in the blaze of shame. Locked in.
Right.
So it slipped.
2 Maccabees 6:14. For not as other nations, whom Yahweh patiently forbeareth to punish, till they be come to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us, lest that being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance on us. It says, and therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us, and though he punish with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people.
Yep, and the Lord has punished us with adversity, man. Fucking slavery was adversity. Going through a slave ship was adversity. Being gunned down and shot down now is adversity. But the Lord still hasn't forgot his mercy. He still has had enough mercy to even give us the truth. To have brothers out here, starting from our apostle elders on down, to come out and tell our people that we're the Israelites, man. That we have enemies, man. That is not all about love, man. That is about getting our nation in order.
That's right.
Our people have been oppressed and broken down for so goddamn long, they began to think that their enemy is their best friend. You have enemies, man. Every nation has enemies, man. The so-called white man's enemy is us. And then our enemy is them. It works like that. The Lord made it like that. The Lord has put enmity between Jacob and Esau from the beginning. Can you get real quick Genesis 3?
Oh yeah, you got your charger.
This is the book of Genesis. So I get out there.
I think you know.
I know what you want. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3. And I know what you want. I hear it. God 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. And
enmity does not mean love. It does not mean I will put happiness between those two seeds. Enmity means to hate, man. The Lord said I'll put hatred between the woman's seed and thy seed. The woman being the seed of Israel, and then the serpent seed, which is Esau. All the way. What did you say? I said.
Go ahead and finish.
Okay, that all the way from the beginning, man. Keep going, because because it's something when Jacob and Esau came out that the prophecies fit.
But before you go forward, because the thought popped in my mind, you got people that will actually say that we're causing this hatred to be between the so-called white man and between Negroes, man. Okay. They'll tell us that we're preaching hate or we're preaching division. The Most High Heavenly Father gave division.
That's right.
The Most High Heavenly Father put that enmity there. All right, the reason that the so-called white man would never really love you or accept you within the society, although you try to assimilate yourselves into it by way of acting like him, by way of dressing like him, by way of thinking like him.
I know.
By way of accepting his philosophies, by way of accepting his doctrines, or through shaving off your beard, or through taking out the bass in your voice. All right, because this place strips you of the testosterone within you, man. The manliness within you. Hey, we're supposed to. Our Lord, when He spoke, man, they said it sounded like rushing waters, man.
That's loud.
So this place strips you of your manhood, of your masculinity. All right, you're trying to follow the ways of the so-called white man to fit within the society, and to him, you're nothing more than just a slave.
That's right.
That's it. Ain't like that Jay-Z song. Still a nigga, man. But instead of saying nigga, he said jigger. Because for political reasons, man.
Yep.
But anyways, you're trying to assimilate yourselves amongst some people that will never accept you. There's always going to be division, man. Yeah. There's always going to be a separation between the two nations. Because the Lord wants it there.
Grab Luke 16? Yep, Luke 16. Grab that, and then I'm going to let Graza finish up on this, and then grab when Jacob and Esau were born. And get this, and then get
got a
Luke 6.
precept too.
Oh, you got
The latter part of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So God, it's these two nations. First of all, it says between the seed of the woman and between the seed and her seed. First of all, the Heavenly Father, he refers to the nation of Israel as a common delicate woman.
Delicate woman.
Yeah, you can get that in the book of Jeremiah chapter 6, and I believe it's verse 2. All right, so it's going to always be a so-called beef, not a so-called, but a straight-up beef between us, because as the brother wanted to grab in Genesis chapter 25, it started from the womb, man. From when Jacob and Esau were, well, actually before that,
Genesis.
Cain and Abel, right? If you could perceive it through the spirit, all right?
Hey, that's why Jacob was beating on them, man, in the womb, man. When it says they strove together in the womb, they was in there fist fighting, man. Doing UFC moves on each other, beating each other's head in other words.
And you know who's getting the better of the other, because the scriptures say that the youngest shall be stronger than the eldest.
That's right. We had him in the head. Come here, you sauce.
Wrapping the umbilical cord around his neck.
Cain, come here. I know it's you again, you motherfucker.
Hey, Esau weak because the brother Malak brought up a point. Jacob wrestled an angel.
Yeah.
Esau couldn't have did that.
Esau couldn't even wrestle his hunger.
There you go.
You know?
Exactly.
He couldn't even wrestle his hunger, man.
Yep.
He couldn't even defeat going a day without eating, man.
Yep.
We got that.
And he was so defeated by hunger that he was willing to give up this whole world. You know, the blessings that he would have received, man. You would have been the 12 tribes of Esau. You know, the 12 tribes of Edom, man.
We would have been the Dukes.
Right, the Dukes of Jacob. But he couldn't even defeat hunger, man. And that's the reason why he'll come up with commercials like the Snicker commercial. Or you have some angry ass person, you know, and you're hungry, you know, man, chill out, you know, here, have Snickers and shit. You know? That's Esau in a nutshell.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Book of Genesis, chapter 25, verses 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 mamzers.
Mamzers. No, not mamzers, brother.
Sorry.
That's a black one.
Mamzer is a person that's a bastard.
Oh, okay.
You know, they don't have a father.
All right.
And God, 2
Matter of people shall
Esau is a mamzer.
separated from thy bowels.
Yep. So right there it says people would say, "Oh, we're brothers." Well, Jacob and Esau were brothers. Yeah, they were. But right there it says 2 manners of people, 2 nations are going to be separated from their womb. So it's 2 nations, man. Even though they were born brothers, there's 2 different nations. You got the nation of Israel, you got the nation of Edom. And then also the scriptures go into how you broke the brotherly covenant.
Amos 1 and 9.
Exactly.
Broke the brotherly covenant.
So
Good example of 2 different nations.
And we even different genetically. You try to, let's say if you're getting a blood transfusion, you have to have it from a person with the same blood as you. You know, so that also scientifically proves that there's a difference between us.
not the same.
And you see more Edomites in Cass than you do Jakes. You don't see Jake with broken bones like you see Edomites because they weak.
That's right.
Oh yeah, because when Esau get old, they be finished,
Brittle.
man. They be horrible. Jake be damn near 80 still walking. if the Lord didn't fuck him up too bad.
Right.
But when Esau get old from the sun beating on him so much from
Like
the,
vitamin D.
yeah.
God,
They fuck, man. You got yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got to finish. You want to finish up?
Yeah, finish it up.
Okay. And the one people shall be stronger than the other.
That's why the majority of Jakes who taken over the majority of people who have taken over the UFC are Israelites, man. That took over boxing, basketball, football, bodybuilding, baseball. The strongest man in the world is Mr. Olympian, Jake, and it's not only the southern tribe, but the northern tribe also, because northern tribe dominates in baseball, man, soccer, whatever other sports. They good at damn near every sport. If even if you tell Jake to go play some tennis, they'll figure it out eventually.
Jake is dominating tennis.
Yep.
You got Serena Williams, Venus Williams, the other Jake girl. She's her mother's
Kami's
Japanese.
Yeah, father is a Benjamin.
But it don't say that for no reason, man. It's a reason that we dominate these sports. Yeah, Jake may not be on the
hell, we dominating their women.
That's right. That's right.
There's a lot of confusion of faces going around.
Yeah, go over to Windsor, you're gonna meet a lot of niggas that look like Edomites over there, man. Bunch of niggas over there.
One thing, like you see, like a lot of Edomites be interested in the game of hockey, but people further realize that's an Israelite sport that Israelites from Canada came up with. They didn't come up from no Edomites.
Cricket and lacrosse.
Lacrosse, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got a precept.
The northern tribe was playing fucking that lacrosse.
Lacrosse,
that came from the northern tribe.
That's the Weekends movie they showed that.
Yeah. That's where I got it from.
What's the other movie I'm thinking of?
And now it's all ran by Edomite. They keep Jake out of lacrosse because Jake was.
They gotta have something for themselves.
Put some Jake in lacrosse. There'd be a whole new list of rules in lacrosse. Like can't do this, can't do this, can't do that, can't do that. You gotta humble. Like when Jake started entering basketball, a whole bunch of rules just started popping up.
Esau was mad as fuck
No
when
slam,
Jake started
no slam dunking. What the fuck you mean no slam dunking?
Where you brothers located, man?
Right here.
Right here.
Damn, bro.
I ain't talking, but I'm talking about on an everyday basis.
Right here, bro.
That's what I mean. All right. I like what you're doing.
They just come out here on Saturdays around the same time.
Most definitely.
Can you finish up the Genesis real quick, or you guys?
I got a quick precept
Okay,
for you. Yeah, this is Psalms 135:4. It says, "For Yahweh hath chosen Jacob unto himself, and Israel for his peculiar treasure."
Get it going.
No?
Oh, you got it.
And then also Deuteronomy 14:2. "For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power, and Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all nations that are upon the earth."
We're special, man. The word peculiar goes into special, man. We're a jewel. That's why it says, thou hast taken my goodly and pleasurable things. You took in the Israelites and put them in slavery. We're the goodly and pleasurable things unto the Heavenly Father. Yep, treasures of the Lord. We're his treasures, man. The Lord's inheritance is us. And you nations have taken advantage of us. You've beaten us, you scourged us, you defiled us, and now the Heavenly Father is putting us back together, and you still trying to come up with this.
Yeah, what's that? In the book of Ezra. Yeah, first Ezra. You know, it speaks on that. This is a book of First Ezra, the second chapter, verse 17. It says, "To King Artaxerxes, our Lord, thy servants Ruthamus, the story writer, and Sibelius, the scribe, and the rest of the council and the judges that are in Seleucia and Phinis, be it now known to the Lord, the King, that the Jews that are come up from you to us, being come into Jerusalem, that rebellious and wicked city, do build the marketplaces and repair the walls of it, and do lay the foundations of the temples. Now if this city and the walls thereof be made up again, they will not only refuse to give tribute, but also rebel against kings. And for as much as the things pertaining to the temple are now in hand, we think it meet not to neglect such a matter, but to speak unto our Lord the King, to the intent that if it be the pleasure it may be sought out in the books of thy fathers, and thou shalt find in Chronicles what is written concerning these things, and shalt understand that that city was rebellious, troubling both kings and cities, and that the Jews was rebellious and raised always wars therein. For
every nation say that about them.
Yeah.
And what the Egyptians say, oh, we can't let them multiply, man, or they're gonna come up.
Let us deal wisely.
Let us deal wisely with them.
For the which cause even this city was made desolate. Wherefore now we do declare unto thee, O Lord, the King, and if this city be built again, and the walls thereof set up anew, thou shalt from henceforth have no passage into Syria and Phinis. That's pretty much it. But they were hindering the building of the temple, you know. And what are we doing now? Because you got individuals waiting for a third temple to be built in Israel. It's not going to be a third temple. All right, the Lord commissioned who was at Zerubbabel and Joshua, all right, to rebuild the second temple, all right, and to restore it because it was destroyed down. All right, that temple there was destroyed in 70 AD. All right, so since then there hasn't been a temple in Jerusalem. All right, and what is the Lord doing now? And he's building up a lively temple. All right, this temple that is being rebuilt now is being built up of those lively stones that's spoken about in the book of Peter. But you other nations, all right, just like you did in other times, you're trying to hinder the building. All right, you don't want the elect of the nation of Israel to come together.
Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the history. Y'all know when King David was in power. Y'all know when King Solomon was in power. Y'all know when Joshua came through knocking y'all heads off when we came out of the land of Mizraim. Y'all know what it is. Y'all afraid of us, man. That's all it is. Y'all are terrified because y'all know when we come back to power, y'all going beneath us. Because when we're back in power, the Heavenly Father's with us. And when the Heavenly Father is with us, we're on top, man. The earth is made for our sake, man. We're not made to be on the bottom. We're made to be rulers. The scripture don't call us the sons of God for no reason. We're the princes of the power.
That's right!
Like, you gotta think what that means. We're the prince of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. You think he want his people on the bottom?
His sons?
His sons on the bottom?
Can I get that real quick?
As a slide.
This is Exodus 19:5. It's still in the Bible.
Yeah.
It says Exodus 19:5. It says, now therefore if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. So he said you'll be above all people on the face of the earth, so they can listen to him, you know? Not the bottom but the top. You know, not the tail but the head.
If you a father and you got a son, you gonna want the best for your son.
God, I gotta do something for you. Yeah, this is the book of Ecclesiastes 10 and
Rulership.
Got another piece. This is the book of Lamentations, the 5th chapter, and the 8th verse. It's like it. Lamentations 5 and 8. It says, servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. We got our bread with peril and our lives because of the sword of the wilderness.
And we still get our bread and peril, man. You scared to leave out your own damn house, man. You gotta worry about the tags being all right, your plates. You get pulled over for any little thing. The scriptures say that's a curse that we're gonna be in peril day and night. So that's what's going on still, but the Lord is going to lift those curses from us. We can go back to Genesis.
Okay. And people.
Quote it from where you at.
Okay. Genesis 25 verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two matter of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when he
Crosses out. Can you help him break them down?
Oh yeah.
We went through.
Okay, kind. And it says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So this is telling us that the Edomites, Esau, who is the elder, is going to serve the younger, who is Jacob, who was turned into Israel. And that is going to happen. Y'all are going to end up serving us. So pursuant to these laws, statutes, and commandments. All right.
and when her days to be devoured, delivered, we fulfilled, were fulfilled.
Isaiah 28,
Behold,
5 and 6.
then there were twins in her womb.
Yeah, twins, Jacob and Esau. Alright.
And the person came out red all over like a hairy garment. And died. And they
Yeah, and when it says that he came out red all over like a hairy garment, it's not talking about, that he was red and hairy, man. It's because back then we used to dye our garments red, and if somebody can grab it, I think it's like Exodus 23 or Numbers 23.
Exodus.
Yeah, where it says that ram skin dyed red.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 25, and verse 5.
Yeah, 25, yeah.
And it reads, and ram skins dyed red, and badger skins, and shittim and wood. Now I'm going to jump over to chapter 26.
So we would have ram skin, which was like a hairy garment, and we would dye it red. So his skin was red because he didn't have any melanin within his skin. So therefore his blood was showing forth through his skin.
This is Exodus chapter 26 and verse 14. And thou shalt make a covering for the tent of ram skin dyed red, and a covering above of badger's skin. So when everybody's seen them, it's like, damn, he red like the skin, like the skins that we be dying.
That wasn't something that was normal.
Right.
That was something that was abnormal. That's why his father said, I shot you. It's similar to like, oh shit.
And also, if you can receive it, Cain, not when he was born, but later, with the mark that was set up on him, the mark that was set up on him was skin color as well. And his skin happened to be leprous. And so now you have when Esau's born, he's born. The scripture says he's red all over like the brother broke down, like a garment. So these are both signs that if you see somebody, leprous or somebody red or somebody green or somebody blue or purple, you're gonna be like, something wrong with that motherfucker. I don't know. I don't even know that person personally, but I didn't know stay away from him. Either he got something or something.
Everybody,
even like that analogy that Esau used, the pink elephant in the room.
yeah.
Like a pink elephant in the room, it stand out. That mark that was put upon him was a distinguishing mark, to make him stand out. It's a mark to show who the wicked is.
Everybody brown on the planet except for him. That's a straight. Can't think of the word, but the Lord did that so you'll know who the hell he is, man.
Get that sign. Shoot that sign up. Pick it up. Give it to her. They won't take pictures. Give it to her.
Read that
and they called him his name Esau.
just say he ain't no Negro, he a white man.
She said Jesus is African American.
Oh, okay.
When they blow, they out here
Drunk as hell.
He was an African American. They were about to talk shit until she said that.
Okay.
They were about to
And after that came his brother out and has taken his hand on Esau heel,
representing the pulling down of power, all right? If you grabbing somebody by their heel and you snatching their ass, they can't move, and you tripping them up, you bring them down to fall on their face.
That's a ankle swipe. I think that's a wrestling term for it, but that's like when you get I think it's called ankle snatch or something like that. But when somebody get your ankle, it's over, man. You falling over because
if you trying to climb up something
and somebody grip your
and somebody grab your ankle, you're not gonna make it
moving
over that wall. You got to pull yourself up anyway.
That represents the beginning with Yahweh Shai, that Israel is going to pull him out of power.
That's right.
And then that going back all the way to prophecy in Genesis 3 and 15.
Which 3 and 15, represents us. We're going to be over them, and they're going to be under us.
But right now they're over us. But that's only because the Lord wanted to punish us. And this is all the movie of the Heavenly Father. Hey, it ain't no coincidence that Esau make a movie called Endgame, man. He know it's the end, man. He know what time we're living in.
That's right. He
know that we're coming to the end of this world. The down. Hey, even though ain't no time traveling happening, man, you lost. In the first movie, y'all lost, man.
Oh shit.
They caught the bad as hell, and they gonna try to go back in time.
Oh, you talking about Infinity War?
Hey, Thanos was still fucking them up, man.
You know, a beautiful movie to look at on Netflix is Ark. Look at Ark. You know, in the movie Ark, there was a machine, and it kept looping time. So Esau kept waking up, trying to change time, but the same shit, no matter what he tried to do to stop it, just kept happening. You know, hey, that's a good torture method for Edomites in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna put you in a fucking perpetual time loop. You're gonna think that you can escape, but your ass won't be able to escape. It's gonna be the same result every time.
Like on Black Mirror, they had a prison like
the
that.
dude thought that it had only looped like 9 times, but when he clicked a certain file, it showed that shit had looped thousands of times, and the same shit every time they woke up was happening, man.
Hey, hey, one of the most powerful things Thanos said to him.
Hey, brother, step on this side.
Slot.
Yes, right there. Go ahead. Just finish what you got to say.
Con is when he said, hold on, what was it? You could not live with your own failure, and where did that bring you? Back to me.
Oh yeah, because they lost.
Yeah.
Because when they found him in the tent, he's like, you can't. That's when they found him in the tent, right? Said,
No. That's after they went to the pass to fight him and kill him, and he was sitting there waiting.
Found out.
Yeah,
because he found out that these motherfuckers went back in time. He's like, interesting. I beat these motherfuckers. Okay. All right.
He knew the future.
Y'all not stopping the Lord, man. Hey, these movies, Esau, you can put out all these different movies with you winning and getting the victory. Y'all not winning, man.
That's right.
Y'all not beating the Heavenly Father. Y'all can't beat His omnipotent power, which is about to show Himself.
That's right.
He made y'all. He made everything that we see right now. I was thinking, hey, the Lord's so cold. You people think that y'all choose the clothes y'all put on in the world, man. The Lord chose that shit for y'all, man. Even to the way your hair is turned this way, turned that way.
If I may grab this scripture right here, brother. I must need grab it.
The Lord, you got it.
This is the book of Psalms. It's going to be a little long, but I'm going to read it fast. This is the book of Psalms 139 and 1. It says, O Yahweh, thou hast searched me and known me. Thou knowest my downsettings and my uprisings. Thou understanding my thoughts afar off. Thou compassest my path and my lying down, and thou art acquainted with all my ways. All right, for there is not a word in my tongue, but lo, O Yahweh, thou knowest it altogether. It says, thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thy hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, it is too high, I cannot attain unto it. Whether shall I go from thy spirit, or whether shall I flee from thy presence?
Oh yeah.
If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the mornings and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me.
Can't hide from it.
And that's basically what David was saying. You know, there's nowhere that you can go. All right, there's nowhere that you can escape. All right, there's nothing that you can think. There's nothing that you can say. All right, because all things that you say, you think, or wherever you go, the Lord led you there. The Lord did it.
And then that, real quick, just to hit on where it said hell was speaking about under the ground. And that shows that hell is just speaking on the ground. But that's why there's no room for pride as a so-called human being. There's no room for it because the Lord controls everything, man, that goes on this earth, on this planet. A damn sparrow doesn't fall out the tree unless the Heavenly Father's ordained it, man. You waking up in the morning don't happen unless the Lord say you woke up in the morning, man. It's very simple, man, and it shows how great the Heavenly Father is and how little and minuscule a person really is, man. Because in the grand scale of things, we're as nothing before the eyes of the Heavenly Father, because we're as vapor and we just pass away as a day. People die every day, literally.
God, this is Proverbs 16:9. It says, "A man's heart deviseth his way, but Yahweh directeth his steps." God, you said. This is the book of Proverbs 20, verse 24. And it reads, it says, "Man goings of the Lord, how can a man then understand his own ways?"
A man's going are of the Lord's, man. And your steps, your path, whether you to go right or left, whether you go up or down, the Lord Yahweh by Shemiah Shah directs everyone's steps. Us finding this truth is not of anything of our own will, man. We didn't find this truth because you got emergency priest here?
Yeah, I do. Because it complements exactly what the brother just brought out. This is Sirach 37:15. Above all this, pray to the Most High that He will direct thy way in truth.
Yep. Because it's not direct thy way in truth, because the Lord can direct thy ways in evil. He can have you go left and not go right. He can have you go sideways, man. He can have you out here as a sodomite. The Lord can do anything He wants to do to you, man. Yeah, He can turn you to Edomite. Us being Israelites, hey, that's a blessing just in that. Because, hey, what's that say? You could be an Edomite, a woman, and a sodomite, man. You just and a dwarf. All four of them just the Lord just fucked you up completely.
Or He could have made you an MB and made you take the RFID chip.
Hey, man's going on. Hey, you didn't know what you was gonna be when you came out the womb.
That's why
Who you came to, what you came to be, and how you came to be. You know, it was just the mercy of the Lord that you wasn't destroyed. No, you weren't brought out like that. You got 3 fingers on one hand. That's fine if you're an Israelite. That's cool. But still, if you're 2/3, you still gonna get the judgment regardless. You know, so hey, destroy. Hey, man's going on of the Lord who can know his way. So the way men of the Lord went is because of the Lord. That's, you know, from the beginning, from the womb, we told Jeremiah, man. You know, so we're blessed to just even understand amongst all these people, amongst all these people, that nobody even hear this word the way it's supposed to be heard. They hear Jesus is Lord. They hear that He loves everybody. When they hear us, when they see us, they just see it straight. They just see down the street because they don't pay attention to it. You know, so they mock us. Go ahead, bro. You got a precept for what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
It's the same thing.
this is 2 Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 2. And when they began to sing and to praise, Yahweh set ambushes against the children of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, which were come against Judah, and they were smitten. So they had plans of coming against Judah, but the Most High had His own plans. He said, the same people that's coming against, Israel, I'm gonna have y'all fight amongst each other. And here you go in that which was written before time was written for our learning. Here, also in the future, all these nations is going to, fight against each other. Again, they're going to tear themselves apart. They're going to see Yahweh Shai come in His glory. They're going to try to turn again, fight against them together. But it's going to be too late. The Most High this thing is set up to a T. How everything He wants to happen. Whether it's something bad happens or whether something good happens. You could be in a straits, and the Most High can send an angel to give you some money. To be the very best, the very minimum that you need in order to get by to your next paycheck. So you can have, any type of idea or plans. You have brothers who plan to go in the military. Brothers might have planned on going to play sports. But the Most High said, no, I got other plans for you.
And the Lord is the master chess player. He playing chess against himself, man. He just set up his own enemy.
Thinking infinity moves ahead.
Yeah. Get that crossed out.
God, this is the book of Job, chapter 4, and verse 17. Shall mortal man be more just than the Most High? Shall a man be more pure than his maker? Behold, he put no trust in his servants, and his angels he charged with folly. How much less?
And just so you know, the angels are perfect, man.
That's
right.
right.
On the right hand side, on the left, they're completely perfect in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, but He counters it with folly also.
Verse 19. How much less on them that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth.
Yep, and our bodies are it's literally just ground, man.
And that's
the
majority
of the human body is found in that dirt right over there, man. And we ain't shit, man.
That's the reason why the Lord has to multiply His mercy.
Exactly.
And that's the reason why you have something considered called the elect, which upon this election, He doesn't impute iniquity. They're constantly forgiven through His Son, the Messiah. If the Most High Heavenly Father didn't multiply His mercies, the Scripture says that the 10th part of man will perish. And that's Second Ezra, the 7th chapter, beginning at verse 25. Well, actually, Salaki, I said 25:67. There's something else in 25. But it says, for if He shall not multiply His mercies, all right, the world would not continue with them that inherit therein, and He pardoneth, for if He did not sow of His goodness, that they which have committed iniquities might be eased of them, the 10,000th part of man should not remain living.
And that all goes together, man. When it says the world wouldn't continue, meaning if the Lord didn't multiply His mercies, everybody on this planet would just die. And you see how people continue walking up and down the street as it is. All that was stopped if the Lord Yahweh Shai Shai didn't increase His mercies upon His people.
And being judged, if He should not forgive them that are cured with His word, put out the multitude of contentions, there should be very left pre-adventure in an innumerable multitude.
Be very. Oh, you got it.
Which He did that before. The Lord killed everybody upon the planet Earth and only saved 8. This time, the Lord has been very long suffering. All right, but that long suffering is about to come to an end. Even upon His people, He's been long suffering, which He established a grace period for us through His Messiah. All right, through the one whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And He has Him being preached. All right, and we were commanded to come out here and preach. All right, repentance into the nation of Israel. All right, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right, but the Lord is getting ready to withdraw, from that long suffering. All right, and He's about to send His Son, or whom you persecuted, all right, back to condemn the wicked. All right, and some of the ones that he's coming for, remember those that pierced Him, which were those Edomite Roman soldiers. All right, those so-called white men that pierced Him, man.
That's right.
All right, and He's also coming back for those that have afflicted His people, which the people of the Lord is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right.
Those are the true biblical Israelites, and it's being revealed through these last times. That's the reason why you have these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans standing up to prophesy. Remember what it says within the book of Revelations, the 17th chapter? That they spilled the blood of the martyrs of the Lord. And what did the Lord say in Matthew, the 25th chapter? Whatsoever you have done unto the least of my brethren, you have done it unto me. All right, and not only have you persecuted his people, but you also changed his image into being a so-called white man. So that's part of crucifying the Lord. So you got a lot to pay for. Unless you're an Israelite and you repent and you believe upon the Messiah. All right, the true Messiah, Yahweh Shai, so-called Negro man from the tribe of Judah. But the Lord, Salaki, just put it back on topic, the Lord has multiplied his mercy, man. The Lord is showing a great deal of mercy. And if he did not show that great deal of mercy, then guess what? There will only be left a few out of an innumerable multitude. How many people are upon the planet Earth? They say that there's 7 billion people upon the planet Earth. There's probably more, man. But the Lord will kill all of them, and he will only leave a small number. Which out of the whole nation of Israel, the Lord is going to kill the majority, and he's going to leave 1/3 of the nation of Israel. All right, he's going to kill 66.6. Now, if a great judgment like that is coming upon his people, what's going to come upon these other nations? All right, America, as you know it, you see these buildings standing. The scripture said that there shall not be one stone that's not left unturned, man. All right, this place, as you see it today, as you're enjoying it today, as you are indulging in your pleasures within this place. All right, you're in the high spirit of mirth. All right, you're going on shopping sprees, on family outings, going to enjoy the delicacies. All right, the nice 5-star steaks that you're eating at these restaurants. Guess what? One day is gonna come where you're sitting down in that very same restaurant in that very same seat, and the only thing that you see next is a sweeping nuclear, thermonuclear destruction cloud coming towards the window. The Lord created those ICBM missiles as weapons for his indignation, and these other nations are going to use them on this place.
This is Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 22. It is of the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. It's because of the Lord's mercy. Because they said, what it said in Isaiah? In Isaiah, yeah, you got it? Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 130 and verse 3. If thou, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, shouldest mark iniquities, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, who shall stand? But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared.
It says that thou mayest be feared, because you know who kills and you know who makes alive. So if the Lord pardons you, when he was about to kill you, wouldn't that increase your fear in him? Like, I was about to kill you, but unless you repented, man, you know, that will increase your fear in the Most High Heavenly Father.
And like the example of that, he's in Balaam. The donkey started talking to him. That heathen was proud. That motherfucker started talking back to a talking donkey at that. The donkey told him.
That's how angry he was.
He was pissed, man.
He was so damn angry. The animal started talking. He wasn't even shocked. He was still pissed off.
God damn.
That's silly.
And then he smote his donkey.
Yeah, he hit him.
His donkey said, "Hey, look, I've been your donkey for this amount of times. Have I ever done this before? I never done this before. You know? Well, I did it because you smashed my foot. Well, I'm stopping you because I see the angel, you know? I did it because I seen the angel. So you mad at me for, and that's how Israel is. I just gave that analogy in the car when I was riding, speaking to the brother. Here it is, you're saving Israel, you know, from being destroyed because you see the destruction coming, but you might hurt their foot, you might hurt their arm. You gonna be mad that I hurt your arm and I just saved your life?
And that angel was standing there with his sword up.
Yeah, so you might rebuke an Israelite, you cussing them the hell out. You know, you're using rough language. You're going to get offended at the language that I'm using and I'm saving your life?
I got a scripture real quick. This is Isaiah 1:9. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah, right? And what happened to those cities? Destruction, man. And that's where we at in this place. That the world don't realize what the Most High already drowned the place. That's horrific already, because I can't swim in 5 feet. You know what I mean? Said, wow, water rising up. But then you think about fire coming, man. That's no escape. There's no escape from water, no escape from fire. You know? But we'd have been like that if it wasn't for he left a very small remnant for what? The election. The elect. You know? Which is his men. And that's what the ones that's out here on the highways and byways that he sent from his little son Yahweh shop, man, who made the promise, man, that we gonna be his men. You know? That's gonna save Israel. You know? We're gonna be, it said, scripture say, give me a second. We're gonna be saviors. You know? Be little, basically saviors, just like our brother, man. So it's a very small, he left a very small remnant, man. This thing is just we acting out everything that's the Most High said. Everything that is said, everything he's saying his word. His word don't go out void. So everything is already cool from the beginning. Alright? You got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say right quick, you know, even in our lifetime, we was fortunate to know about the ark. Noah's Ark, you know, the boat, that was found. That was actually found.
Found, yeah, you saying he was on top of my era. I seen that back on Unsolved Mysteries back in the 80s. That they had from outer space, they could see a big old ship on top of the mountain.
So they knew about this shit for a long time.
Yeah, bro.
Well, not the shit, but excuse me, but they knew about it for a long time. And it shows you that these elites that are on top, that they've always known the truth. So if they know about Noah's Ark and they know about all of these other different relics, they know who we are.
That's right.
And if they know who we are, in order to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. That's the reason why the scriptures say in Isaiah 25:7, he shall destroy in that great mountain the covering cast that's over all the people. Now when something is covered, that means that it's hidden. That's the reason why you got a whole book called the Book of Revelations. Revelations in the Greek is apocalypsis, which means to pull back the veil. What the Lord is doing through all of these things that are happening in the earth, through all of these prophecies that's happened, through the prophets prophesying about it, he's pulling back that veil that Esau has cast over the whole earth that had everybody in darkness. That's the reason why the scripture speaks about the when that man of sin is revealed, the son the son of perdition. All right, Esau is that son of perdition, who is also the end of the world. So what you're seeing through these different tokens and signs, all right, through World War III accumulating, all right, through the mark of the beast being passed, all right, through the prophets prophesying and America going down, the economy being hurt, you're seeing the Esau Edom, which they identify with themselves as a so-called white man, you're seeing them go down.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verses 8 and 9. And he said unto me from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob held the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Okay, and this is the time we're in. That's why these Edomites are bugging out. These 2/3 are bugging out because they don't want the Yahweh Shem Yahushua to come and bring his kingdom, which is a righteous kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, and that's why, you know, they be messing with brothers' phones and, you know, and all this other BS. Messing with the live stream, you know, messing with brothers' channels, you know, but...
Because, hey, it's all right. I'm looking at this damn American flag over here.
That they flying on the top of this crane.
It's under construction, man. America is under construction, and they try to rebuild it. It ain't gonna happen, man. You could stop a brother's video and take it down, but it still don't. take the fact that your kingdom's falling.
That's right.
And then when you look at the deficit, the United States deficit, that shit's about to hit another ceiling. All right, so they gotta pump some bullshit, fake ass money back into the economy. All right, just to raise that debt ceiling. You know.
Oh, that's gonna do.
But eventually, you know, does it have a limit? All right, look, they're spending too much money. Their gross domestic product, their GDP. All right, they're not bringing in enough revenue to alleviate the debt, so that they got to keep raising the debt. That system can't keep going on. So eventually, the U.S. economy is going to collapse, and the U.S. economy is an anchor to all of these other economies. So if the U.S. economy goes down, it's pulling down all of the rest of the economies in the world, man.
It's over.
So it's over.
It's over.
What else is it to trust in this place? What else is it? All right, you shouldn't be putting your faith in this place, man. Or you shouldn't be putting your fidelity inside of America, man. Although they got something called Fidelity Life Insurance, man. You know, there's no life insurance for America. Or there's no life insurance policy for this place. Or when the Lord is ready, all right, he's gonna allow this place to be taken down. And all of you people that trust in this place, you're gonna end up like Lot's wife, man.
It's fucking a small bag of chips now, damn near $2.
It's $2, $1, man.
$1.89.
Now, you know, with goods, the goods doesn't lose their value. What happens is the money loses its value. And that's the reason why the price of things goes up.
Eventually, this dollar is going to collapse. You're going to have a one world currency, as the scripture talks about. That one world currency is something you're going to have to insert physically inside your right hand, which really could be your left hand, it could be your elbow, it could be your tongue, you know. But it's going to be, you know, it's going to be in your body. You know, in the military, one of the brothers that was, I think from Liberia, I believe, he visited GMS ancient days. He was telling, I think he said he had in his knees, I'm thinking in his tongue as well.
Oh yeah, that man chipped the fuck up.
Right, he had chips everywhere. You know, so it's going to be in you. And you know, these same devices is what's going to be used as a one world currency, especially when this plate comes down, because this is their backup plan. So they already understand that their dollar is going to collapse, their fiat paper currency is going to collapse. So they say, okay, all right, we're going to have, in place of it, we're going to have a digital currency, and we're going to be, matter of fact, one that you got to put inside of you. And that's why also it says that in the tongue, because you got so much scamming and identity theft and stuff like that. And people taking people's cards, but how can you take somebody's card if I got my card right inside of me? You know, so everybody's, there's a lot of people that's experienced that, you know, and the banks, you know, have to print out more money, you know, just to cover, you know, fraud from that.
Hey, can't make it up. That's a scooter I was behind earlier, 144. Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. I'm starting 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while thy evil days come not, though the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in it. So while you can get this truth, get it now. Don't think by next week, I'm gonna take another 6 months, another 3-4 weeks off. We don't have that type of time to be doing that, man. Remember that creator, man. In the days of you, as you come in, man, you're a babe as soon as you come in. And so when you come in, you get the word, man. Stick and hold on to this. Don't think you got time. Time is not of the essence. Time is basically.
It is of the essence.
Oh, it's of the essence. It's a so like, you know, but time is of the time is really of the importance.
Oh, I got a precept.
Ain't no time to waste time.
Don't waste time, man. It's the importance of you to understand that the time that you have is very, very, it's minuscule. Everything you have, everything has got to be in part to everything you do. Even with everything you do at home, everything you think about, you know. No, it said, remember that creator in the days of that youth, while the evil days come not, man. Be while the days that when these martial law troops don't hit these streets, You know, before the flood come in, man. And when the Most High has no pleasure in, well, it has no pleasure in none of what you got to say or do, because you had time to get into this deep. All right. Go ahead, bro.
This is Ephesians 5 and 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Right, redeeming the time. Redeeming the time because the days are redeeming it, man. Redeeming it, man. Bring it back to your memory, man, that the times are evil, man. All right?
Let me read starting at 14, y'all. It says, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give you the light.
Yeah, that's straight.
See then,
I'm not gonna do it off this phone.
See then ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
But be wise, not dead, because we're in the land of the dead right now. You know, it's dead men walking that kind. It's dead men walking everywhere. That's what you're going through. But redeeming the time, man, because these days are evil, man.
It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
No, understand what the will of, and you can read the will of the Lord when you grab these scriptures, man. You know, understand that this is not a game, man. That's why everybody partying, why everybody not even just paying attention to the day after day, when his judgment come out forth every day. While we right here, there's something happening in the world. That's prophecy. Every day.
I got another
somewhere. Go ahead, keep going.
Colossians 4 and 5. Walk in wisdom towards them that are without, redeeming the time.
Mm-hmm. Walk in wisdom with those that are without. Everything they tell you to redeem the time, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
That's it.
All right. Let me get this real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. We say, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So that's when he say he gonna have no pleasure in them. When after everything gets the destruction come, you already been warned. This ain't the time to go ahead and start falling out because you done looked at some other camp and you like how they wear they fringes above their navel. You know what I mean? All right. Don't think that
you know,
baby garments,
garment crop tops,
You know, they smooth. They say smooth things. Hey, men of great millstone and the ancient prophets, they spoke rough, man. We spoke like that, man. So when you got time, your time should be focused on this thing. Remember that creator why there ain't no pleasure, because the Lord said why he have no pleasure in them. When he find you, he have no pleasure in you, man. So when he find like he's basically gonna say, forget you, man. I gave you your time. You didn't redeem it well. The evil days came. You still was bullshitting in the evil days, and then you lost. All right, you in the concentration camps. You know, it's horrors. Just think about it. If anything, the Lord left points. He left Katrina. Remember how Katrina was in that the Superdome?
It was horrible.
When they said how it was in there, they said how bad it was.
Yeah, I got it.
How they said how bad it was in there. Think about it, man. That's it. Give him that sign, man. Give him the horns real quick.
Man, we was riding with the heated weather.
Right. He said right now, man. I don't believe that shit. Let's get a beer. So
is one of them your
just think about how the Superdome was. Just think how the Ford Field gonna be. Think how that's gonna be stuffed with people because they think they're gonna go straight to the so-called white man and get taken in.
Right.
You know, you're gonna get snatched up. And y'all, if you don't learn, the Lord left understanding. When you seen that happen, that mean don't go in there. You're gonna have Edomites come into the city to shoot Jake just because they love blood. They want to see Jake down top of the roof. Pop, they done got on a helicopter and left off or something. They gonna do crazy shit like they wouldn't let guys in the like they wouldn't let them go to the Katrina that there's a bridge I guess went to the other cities. Pop and Jake, man. You think these devils they talking right now? The devil trying to speed up, he trying to clutch it over.
He trying to show his vision.
Put in mind those things that happen. That's prophecy already being seen, man. You know, because we didn't see what they did back when Nero time. Give me a second. When Nero was doing what Nero was doing to the Christians when he burnt up the cities, that's horrible, man. You know, we wasn't there, but the Lord gave us a little pot shot, even a civil rights situation, man. You know, right now the brothers, people, not brothers, but people fell down because, you know, they see they got jobs. Don't let that fool you, man. That's what I want to say. Don't let a job fool you. Here we go. It says, verse 2, it says, while the sun or the light of the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because the keepers of the house is the so-called the elites, man. You know, they gonna tremble when they get crazy, and they gonna be like worried. They gonna panic a little bit, man. Even though they orchestrated this, it's gonna get big. It's gonna get bad, man. All right. It says, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease, because they are few. So the grinders mean your jobs, man. The grinders gonna cease because they are few. It's not gonna be no jobs out here. It's just gonna be looting, and then it's gonna be to the point where it's gonna be scavenged. It's gonna be bare. You know, you gonna have Edomites. You got Edomites stocking stuff up, man. But shit, remember they're gonna be shooting you out there. Jay gonna be trying to go at the end. Jay gonna be trying to go in the middle of the night to go out there. They got that infrared with the night vision. They got night vision. They know you coming. All right, your neighbor next door, he got a couple cans of soup. They're gonna try to kill each other for the can of soup. You know, let me finish it off, Bruce. Let me finish it off. It says, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Because when you look out the window, the future, you ain't gonna see no future no more. You looking out the window. All right? And the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinder is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. Yeah, because it ain't gonna be, there you go, ain't gonna be no work for Egypt. Right? They saying these doors gonna be shut. So that's we looking at. You see, guys think they're gonna go. The Lord gonna appear, and they're gonna be on the assembly line, putting on some tires and rims and shit. On the at Chrysler or something like that. No, it's gonna be to the point where it's gonna be a chaotic. That's why it says Jacob trouble. It's gonna be chaotic. And it's already gonna be no work. All you gonna try to do is survive. I'm about to finish it off. 2 seconds. It says, and the grinders is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, which is your alarm clock. All right, the bird wake you up. And it says, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. We already know the music is shit, and that's basically it, man. All right, go ahead, bro. I know your brother has something.
You northern tribe coming in these and migrating up here. Your dumb ass might as well stay in where you was at, because them migrants was the U.S. They not putting it out there on the news like that. They got them basically in concentration camps. They basically in concentration camps where there's a bunch of them put basically boxed up in a little box. The kids is
they're getting sent to Epstein.
Oh yeah, they get sent to Epstein. Hey, you northern tribe that's coming up here, that's sad, man. You trying to flee from one trouble and going to what Jake always do. They always flee under Egypt. And this is a modern day Egypt, and Jake is trying to flee into this place for security and getting more fucked up, man. They getting more fucked up, and they getting more torment than what they're getting in their own country. The Lord's judgment is not gonna be slack concerning the people. He tired of y'all rockheads, man. And what's the scripture concerning a rebellious son? To a point, you put him to death, and the Lord's about to do that to a lot of them.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right, beginning at verse 10. It says, "Behold, my people was led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and shall smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." You know, which the Lord smote, ancient Egypt with plagues to deliver the children of Israel. All right, but when it says that he shall smite Egypt again with plagues, it's not talking about that place over there. All right, it's talking about this place because this place is spiritually called Egypt. When you read Revelations 11 and 8, it says that there's a place that's spiritually called Egypt. That's this place. All right. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with plagues and punishments that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the seeds and fell through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. And they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So there's going to be a rising up against the governments, against government officials. All right, there's going to be people rising up against the president, the vice president. All right, these other different government officials that hold the office to try to kill them. All right, it's going to be riots in the streets, man, of America. So you'd be lucky if your ass can even make it to Ford Field or the Silver Dome, man. You might not be able to make it there to what do they call it, a reconnaissance, you know, to try to get to a FEMA camp. Your ass get killed before you get to the FEMA camp because it's going to be a lot of chaos. But then when you get inside of there, they're going to kill you inside of there. It's it.
They going to help them with carts.
Yeah.
Cart their ass in too.
A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Because he going to, guy like that, you know, a weirdo cracker going to pull out a fucking machine gun and just lay your ass out. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
There ain't gonna be no food. There's gonna be a lack of bread, and instead, basically he ain't gonna give a damn. He gonna kill his neighbor, man. You know, your homeboy that you sat in the back with the beer, you know, you sat, had a little couple of shots with, talked about females and things like shit. I know he keep food. Even, bacon wrap hot dog. You know, exactly. They ain't gonna care, man. And next time, it's gonna be dog eat dog, man. You know?
Everybody for themselves.
Everybody for themselves, man.
And like they show you in all of these different movies. All right, Esau on the left-hand side, you know, he prophesied through his movies. You know, that's through that left-hand magic. You know, so they show you in all of these movies. You should watch a lot of these movies, all right, because it gives you an idea, you know, of what's going to go on in these times. Bushwick, all right, Snowpiercer, what is that? The one with the you had to cover your eyes up unless you see the demons.
Bird Box.
Bird Box. All right, Black Summer. All right, all of these different movies is showing you what's going to go on in these times. All right, 28 days later, 28 weeks later. All right, these are good movies to watch. All right, The Road, because it's preparing you mentally for the things that you're going to have to see, the things that you're going to have to stomach. All right, but ultimately, what prepares you for those times is the wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures. And in these times that's coming up, they're not going to be as the things that you see in these movies isn't going to be as bad as these times that actually happen. You know, but things are going to get real bad, man. They're going to get real bad.
I was just going to say, just to hinge upon the point, you know, like, Most High is cold, man. It's a simple thing, man. Not food or water, the lack thereof. The lack thereof of having no food, no water, people they gonna lose their shit, man. Yeah, I mean, brothers never been without food, you know, shit for a day or for a little bit, and the longer you go through periods like that, you know, you're rash in your thinking, you know, you're irritable, you got a short temper, you know what I'm saying? Imagine all of America like that. Everybody on edge. You know what I'm saying? And that can happen in the drop of a hat. That can happen at any moment. That's why the brothers bringing out scriptures hinging upon time, because time is short. Time is valuable. You know what I'm saying? That's the saying go. Time, what they say, time is money. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta value our time as money. You know what I'm saying? We gotta use every little bit that we get, that we got, you know what I'm saying, and invest it in His Word, because the Most High He'll roll this thing out, I mean, in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? When things unveil, it ain't no turning back. It ain't things. The storm ain't gonna get calm. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of events that you know. Exactly.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
If I can say something real quick, when the storm goes by, the storm was World War I, World War II, and then now this is the calm before the storm. Then you got World War III, you got the rest of the storm. The end has already been damn near happening since Yahushua slept. So now,
since Yahushua died, and rose again, you know, we've been in the end days.
Yep. And now we in the calm of the storm for the end, for it completely ends, man. That's why the Lord is giving Jake a period of grace.
Hurricane is going on. We're in the eye of it, but it's getting ready to move to the point where you're back in the hurricane.
Yep, and it's real close. Like, hey, what's that?
The storm is coming.
The storm is coming.
I think it's called the storm. There's a storm coming,
and none of you are prepared. Yeah, man, he was freaking.
They thought he was bugging out.
Yeah, they thought he was crazy.
He was like a normal guy, but then he started having dreams that there was a big, like the worst storm that ever happened in the history of man was coming. So he started preparing. He was building a shelter, you know, for protection. You know, his wife think that he's going crazy. His kids think he's going crazy. His friends think that he's going crazy. You know, his best friend turned on him. Everybody in the community that he was cool with turned on him. You know, so what happened was him and his wife was getting ready to take a trip. And when he came back off that trip, he was going to be admitted into a psychiatric unit because he allowed them to talk him to being admitted. So when he finally went on the trip, the same fucking storm that he seen within his vision started happening. And it was like the look on his face was a sign of relief, man. And that's what we're gonna have when we see these things happen upon this place that the Lord has been giving us visions of. All right, the things that we've been speaking on, the things that we believe, all right, it's gonna be a sign of relief. It's gonna be a rejoicing. And we're gonna, out of where I'm right now, we get delivered. We're gonna be giving all of you motherfuckers the middle finger, man.
That's right.
You know, we're in the chariots.
This is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelleth carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in?
Hey, like
everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wag his hand.
There's a storm coming, and none of you are prepared. This beautiful city, man, this great place is, ain't nobody prepared, man. Ain't nobody prepared. Oh, shit. But hey, the Lord, this beautiful city, man, this beautiful America where you can drive around your green BMWs and look all lavish and comfortable, but you're not prepared for the nuclear storm that's about to happen, man. For the nukes that's about to hit down on America. And that BMW not fast enough to get away from a nuke, man. It can't drive on water, and even if it could, it's still not fast enough. Motherfuckers gonna try to hop in their boat and skirt off, and that, a nuke, when it go off, it sends a wave, man. So saying nuke hitting in Florida, the damn majority of that water right there is gonna be drying up. You can't escape, man.
Yeah, or down Avery at the rivers.
Yep. You can't escape the terror. You gotta realize this is a king of terrors that's about to bring wrath on the earth. You can't escape from him. He's an ultimate being. He's omnipotent. He knows where everything is at any moment, or where like the scriptures say, the Lord sees the dark places also. He sees the good and the evil. The Lord knows what the hell going on this earth, man. He knows what a little fucking ant is doing in the cracks of the rocks. Imagine what he knows wicked people are doing on his planet that he created to be a paradise. Wow.
Okay, Book of Isaiah, chapter 31, verses 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and saying,
And stay.
what's it?
And stay.
And stay on
Their lead.
horses, and choose and trust in chariots.
Yep, trust in chariots.
Because,
the word woe goes to the word destruction. Read it again. Woe what? Got a top.
okay, kind. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
Woe to them that go down to America, which is spiritually Edom. Egypt for help. Yeah, Egypt and Edom kind for help, man. You trusting it. See, that's the same thing I was speaking on earlier. Our parents, even now, I can say right now, our parents seen the civil rights and everything like that, but where all that go? They failed. They failed. They trusted in America again for the jobs and things that it had given it. So it still don't even give you shit because the taxes is devouring your money. You know, yeah, this is some of the, man. This is labor without being whipped, but you're getting mentally beat, man. All right, because you make all this money and they take a $400, $500, $600 out your check. I ain't talking about child. You ain't getting child support taken out. Don't let you do overtime, right? You giving free money away for them to blow. You know, I see they sued Facebook for $5 billion. Where's that shit? That shit going in one day, guaranteed. With that national debt. You know, so none of this goes to nobody. It's all the pain. So you go down into Egypt for help, man. You know, who trust in what chariots? Yeah, you trust in their military. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, because that are many.
Because you see, America said we the army of one. They got garrisons. I'm gonna say call it a garrison, but they got what they call them in embassies and all. Not even embassies. Garrisons. I'm calling it military bases. Military bases in all over the whole world. You know. Go ahead, bro.
And in horsemen, because they are very strong.
Because they believe that everybody believe America can't be stopped no more. But God damn it, the whole world knows they can. You know, these are only people I know give up their information for how to destroy their own self. Meaning the God of war. When you give up your own nuclear secrets, for your enemies, just for filthy lucre, for money.
Your old weapons. You just had a war in Iraq, you know, but now you don't need the tanks anymore. You put all that money into making the tanks. Now you're gonna sell the tanks off, you know. You sell your guns off.
Yeah. You selling everything. It's a fire sale.
And then claim the people that buy it claim that they're trying to war against you.
Exactly. You give it to them, so then you put on news and say they got all types of missiles came from this country, but you the one sold it to them. America is a piece of shit, man. That's and like we said, a fire sale. America is right now is a fire sale on all of America. Don't let these buildings being built up. Don't let that woman up there looking down at you. Don't let her looking down at you intrigue you from thinking America's gonna be great. Don't let the basketball. Don't let the Warriors think because they got championship dreams, man. That they that's the entertainment. And listen, man, this is just a fantasy, man. Entertainment is for distraction. Every day, I'm gonna make it to the NBA to get FRNs that really don't exist. Monopoly money. You can take Monopoly dollar and American dollar, the same thing. The same shit.
You said you're gonna make it to the NBA. Nuke bomb annihilation.
Nuke bomb, nuke bomb annihilation. It's gonna be hey, look,
you're gonna make it to the NBA, all right? Nuke bomb annihilation.
Yep. Annihilation. It's gonna be
nuclear bomb annihilation.
Go ahead, bro. Keep going.
But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel.
They won't go. Our people won't go pray to the Lord. They say in the scripture, they say if we turn to Jerusalem and pray, Most High save us. But they don't want to turn to the Lord. So if all Israel came to, but look, we got confusion in faces. They don't know. They think they Edomites. You got Jake that don't give a goddamn. You know what I mean? They won't turn to the Lord. Even if they got the word, Israel was being heard about. Everybody's finding out that the blacks and Latinos and Native Americans, that what you call slaves, and the one the ones that you call Indians are actually the people of the Lord, and not the people that you see over there calling themselves Israel right now, Israelites. It's going out because what that Washington thing, little things the Lord put into the world, for them to see how Israel is coming on the rise, and this devil ain't liking that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, finishing up. Neither seek the Lord.
And they don't seek the Lord, man. This is seeking the Lord right here. Standing out here, speaking, doing what he said, go to the highways and byways, 2 by 2. You know what I mean? And going to prophesy, being an apostle, to be sent out. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Oh, that was it for you.
That was it for you? All right. Anybody got something? You got something? You got something? You said yes. I know, I'm going to get you out of here. Okay.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 22.
Okay.
The sound of battle is in the land.
Yeah, the sound of battle. Right now, you hear the sound. You hear rumors of war right now, but it's a sound of battle. If you hear about things over in the other side of the Middle East, how the Middle East is, how they up in the uranium. How you hear all that, man? Go ahead.
And of great destruction.
Okay. Go ahead.
How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
The hammer of the whole earth, which America think they are, they call themselves the police of the world. That's why I say how the hammer of the earth, that part again, hammer of the earth.
That's the hammer of the earth.
Yeah, they're the hammer of the earth, man. What you do with a hammer? Don't America go into every place and beat any nation down that they want to? Right now, but that power is waning. They weaken. Diminishing. You don't think the rest of the world ain't fearing this devil, man? They say they got Putin. Their own brother got his hand on the butt. He got his hand on the butt. You got Iran, they got their hand on the butt. You got China, they got their hand on the butt. What bitch? What bitch, huh?
Meet me outside. How about that?
I just saw a video. Excuse me? That was the first one I said. Yeah, Putin. I said Putin. Got his hand on the butt. Yeah. I seen a video which was so funny.
Come on, man.
Respect. I seen a video yesterday. It was a dude walked up on an old man and said, "Yeah, now I got you, motherfucker." He said, "Come on, bitch." He had his gun already loaded. He said, "Come on, motherfucker, I'm ready for you too." The young dude didn't realize he got his hand on the pistol. Cocked it right there like, "Come on, bitch." They were serious. Somewhere he said, "Man, I beat." He said, "Yeah, I want you to do it." Now you talking shit to the OG. OG sitting there with his hand on the pistol cocked. He ain't talking too much. He ain't putting his hand in there or nothing. That's that old man. That's the rest of the world with America. America thought he's gonna run up because I'm younger.
That video.
OG got his hand on the pistol, cocked it right in front of him. Like, yeah, come on. He said, "You seen that?"
Yeah, I know
that
what you're talking about.
Funny than a mother.
He blew his head off.
Scripture say that our God become as weak as we, because now these other nations. Remember, the ones that were the first nation to drop an atomic bomb or a weapon of great force upon the nation was America. It was that dude Oppenheimer, who created the nuclear bomb, and he says, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. And that made America so proud. The fact that they can make fire rain down from heaven on a country, and for the rest of the nation to be in great fear now. So what has happened from that time on now, there's been a nuclear arms race. And that's the reason why America has been trying to put sanctions on these other nations. They know that these other nations have to use their American currency, in order to buy oil. So they trade in the American currency. And America has power over these nations. So now, if these nations build up their nuclear arsenal, if they because you need uranium or plutonium to build an intercontinental ballistic missile. So if a certain nation begins to enrich uranium and they exceed a certain level, then America can say, okay, well, I'm gonna put sanctions on this nation. And those sanctions stops them from being able to use the American currency to buy and to sell, to trade, to buy oil, which they need the oil to grow their economy. But now these other nations, they're getting upset. They're leaving the American currency. They're dropping it here and there. And they're building up their nuclear arsenal because they're tired of America's bullshit. So now America can't just do the bullying things that they usually would do to a nation like that, to bully them into doing what they want them to do. Why? Because these other nations now have intercontinental ballistic missiles. So now they're saying unto America, art thou become as weak as we? Because now they have that same technology. You can't just bomb them and put fear in them. Why? Because there'll be a retaliation. So now they can use the same weapons on you.
And also I want to say too, when America put sanctions to tariffs on countries, it still even hurts America, because you got some businesses that might have major production in another country, like let's say for China. You know, a lot of countries, you know, go to China because they exploit cheap labor for there. If America starts putting tariffs on China, in which is a company actually just said that they stopped production because they anticipate America putting tariffs on China, that actually hurts, you know, a business over here in America. You know, so it's a domino effect.
When America put those sanctions on the EU, that hurt Harley Davidson. It hurt the car industry. The brother had something to say.
Because I was gonna make a case in point with what Paul said, because FedEx even was threatening to sue the U.S. government because of the tariffs with China, because a lot of the things that they, a lot of the merchandise that's over here, they send to China. So with that tariff,
send it through China.
Yeah, send it through China.
From China through FedEx to America.
And basically their problem was that they would have to sort out all their packages that has any affiliation with China.
That's all of them.
Yeah.
That's even the boxes.
The boxes that they use is made from China. So they was getting ready to sue the U.S. government just because of that. And then you got what's going on right now with Taiwan, with all the arms, the tanks and the missiles that the U.S. is getting ready to sell to them, which was like worth like $2.2 billion. China is putting sanctions on the U.S. because they don't want Taiwan dealing in arms with the U.S. So that's just another case in point about how everything is coming back on Babylon, man. Everybody's getting tired of this shit.
This is Jeremiah 50.
Is that where it's going?
23 again. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Babylon, that pinpoint we was talking about. America is spiritual Babylon. They said the hammer is broken. It's breaking down.
I have laid a snare for thee,
a trap. The Lord lady said, I laid a trap for you. Now you fell into the trap. You know, you sold your weapons, you sold your information. You know, your economy's going down because what? You don't even have to back by gold. Ha, got you. Slick. Go ahead, bro.
And thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found.
And you weren't even aware this was happening to you. But thou found what?
And also caught.
And you found and you caught. To be caught, hey, is to be held, basically held and basically being caught and condemned, whatever I feel like. Go ahead.
Because thou hast striven against the Lord.
He's striven against the Lord. How he do that? He tried to take the Lord out of the earth. He tried to crucify and say the Lord wasn't the power, wasn't our Lord wasn't his son. He tried to say he wasn't of this nation. He loves all people. He tried to say, do as thou wilt. Right? All right.
The Lord hath opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
What's the armory? The armory is his nuclear missiles. Did she say open up his army of his? Read that part again, that line.
The Lord hath opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
It's gonna be terrorists. He gonna terrorize you. True terrorist is the Most High. Yeah, we got it out here. Those nuclear missiles, man, which gonna destroy and flatten America to a big glass prophet. He say open up his armory. You know what an armory is? With the weapons, with your weapons at. The weapons is that sword. They call it a sword in the scriptures. All right?
Zion, what precept was that?
Jeremiah 50 and 24.
15, 24. Go on.
25.
Go on. Precept. Go ahead, bro.
For this is the work
of the Most High. For this is the work of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
The Chaldeans is the elites of the world, man. This is the Most High. It's the work. All this gonna be the work of Yahweh Shimon Shai. And the Chaldeans are the elites of this world, man. If you go back to Babylon, those are basically the head guys under the king that had rulership. You know, go ahead, bro.
Come against her from the utmost border.
But come against her, that's talking about utmost part of the earth. But you got China, Japan is like the utmost border from all the way around the earth. Everybody's going to be against America. Go ahead.
Open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps.
Cast her up as heaps. So after something destroyed, and it's like burning something with fire, what you do, it's just become heaps of rubble with destruction. That's what America's going to be. Go ahead, bro.
And destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left.
Let nothing of her be left. Say, destroy this boy till it's nothing. 100 million degrees, which is gonna hit this place. It's gonna melt everything. Say the elements is gonna melt with fervent heat, man. It's gonna be flat. It's gonna be nothing. It say that the Lord said even there no stones gonna be left. You know. Go ahead, bro. Unturn. I mean, don't top each other. Go ahead, bro.
Slay all her bullocks,
all the animals. Go ahead.
Let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation.
Go ahead, got more. Say destroy everything, man. It's gonna be this place is gonna be destroyed. Your brother had it.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 13. No, Slacky, verse 12.
Doing, man?
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
How the word Lucifer goes into light bearer? How is that fallen from heaven? Meaning, talking about Lucifer, you see, most people think it's Satan he's talking about. It is Satan, the physical counterpart of Satan, which is the so-called white man, but it's saying the light bearer. The so-called white man understands what we didn't. And it say, ain't he wiser than Daniel? You know, that's knowledge is the illumination. but they call him on Lucifer. Some people say, oh, that's talking about Satan. He's right in a sense, but the so-called white man is the physical part of Satan.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
And you see America and weaken the nations. You go all over the world, America even weaken them from their own religious, their so-called religious aspect. Now they wear shirt and tie. You know, they gotta bow down to America. They ain't wearing the kimonos like they would, or the wraps that they usually would when they go into a meeting or your meeting. They got suit and ties on now. You know. Okay.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. I will sit also above the mount of the congregation.
Who said that also? Where in the scripture that Nimrod? You know, so Nimrod was what, the king of what? Babylon. He was the king of Babylon. So where we at? They think they can't be brought down. Nobody can touch America. Nobody was saying about that. Right? Go ahead, brother.
And the sides of the north.
And the sides of the north, where we at? North America, man. All right? Go ahead.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
So they think they could be the Most High. How you think that? They gonna try to put the chip in you. The Most High know you right, but they want to track you everywhere they go, like they the power, like they guys, like they think they can make births. They think they can do births without a man and a woman. These they do think they can be, you know. Hey, the Lord said I will and I heal. He just playing with them. He's letting them feel like they can do that, man. They can't do shit without the Most High's okay. A fly, like your brother said earlier, a fly or a bird won't die unless the Most High sanctions it, man. So that's how the Lord got them all tripped out on their head. Go ahead, man.
Yet thou shalt be brought.
That's the Lord.
That's right.
Somebody don't fall.
Yeah, I bet you these cameras got so many fucking.
Speaking of that, the cameras. There's a guy I seen. I used to see him at my job a lot. That city council commissioner dude.
Yeah.
He didn't want that dang facial recognition being brought out. They got facial recognition. They're gonna try to bring it to city stuff. You know, so yeah, and that's what he is protesting about. Everybody looking at him.
That's why they send up that green light.
Well, yeah, but everybody looking at him like he's tripping, and why the lady who's I guess in charge, like the chief of that commission board, she wanted him out. She got to be getting. Only time you do that is when your hands getting laced. Because they wanted to pass them. Now they got facial recognition on everybody that walk down the city streets and things like that. That's your what's your enemy state, police state. That's your police state. You in a police state. You've been in a police state. It's getting worse and worse. It's clinching down. It's getting worse. All right? Go ahead.
Like I was just about to say, the Detroit one, she just got arrested.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
That should be brought down to hell, and you're gonna be brought down low, man. Go to the sides of the pit. All right, go ahead, brother.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man?
So he just told you, is this the man? So who is talking about a man? You know? He's talking about a Pacific man. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Yet they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Did the man can make the earth to tremble? They talk about a man. They talk about certain men. Certain men on the earth, so-called white men in his leadership, man. His people, his elites. They say, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? It's America, man. It's a so-called white man, man. Go ahead, bro.
That did shake kingdoms?
He shook kingdoms, right? He took down, he dropped. Give me that scripture real quick. What you just talked about, Revelation 13 up, hold up real quick.
God, this is the book of Revelation.
They did shake kingdoms. Check this out.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
And the fire in the sight of men. What was that? What was that? Huh? Yep. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yep. He dropped it in front, and that will paralyze anybody. And the brother just gave me a book. He just showed me a book a second ago how deep it goes. Right? Okay, bro. Yeah, it goes deeper. Hold that like that. Matter of fact, keep reading. You got it? You got it? No, we okay. Oh, you read the highlighted? Read the highlighted? Yeah. Oh, well, I'll read it. It says images of black Japanese survivors, right?
I can zoom in. You can keep it right there.
Right? You got it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so it says this is the final proof that these people were black race of people that cropped the thigh, buttocks, and foot area off the picture above, so that it would not be doubt in your mind about their color of these people. So these were in Japan when they dropped the bomb. Basically, in that area, it was the black Japanese, the Israelites, that they dropped their bombs on in America. That's what he's talking about. He said, and never fully understood Martin Luther King's speech in an industrial military complex that his evils until today. We have nuclear bombs stationed all over the world today in the hands of the nations that are mired in the past. Some of the nations refuse to exit apartheid era. Right, because we don't give a damn about the goddamn South Africans, but we still got Jake down there.
That's right.
Right? It says, hey, did you have a point in here? Okay, let me go down. I'll jump down. Some of these nations refuse to exit the apartheid era and see themselves some sort of player in the world stage. Technology has catapulted the world forward in a timeline of life, but it is the mind of man that has not evolved. I say this has a great sadness today. Everything in the world is changing, but the heart of man
This modern man has a vision of himself that is delusional, and the testimony of himself, his civilization is a lie, and in his mind is a greater than the great empires of kingdom of Sumer, Egypt, Assyria, Medo, Greece. I thought you had more, but it was something to read. That's what I thought the highlighted portions were. But no, but he gave me pictures of Japanese that were burnt up in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but they were Israelites.
Part of the curses of no matter where the chick is at on the planet.
Exactly. Kind.
Sorry, y'all.
No. Go ahead with your point. And I know the brother still holds. I know this brother still holds.
Isaiah 14:17, that made the world as a wilderness.
A wilderness is a desolate place. All right, go ahead, bro. And that's what they made. That's what's gonna happen to America. Go ahead.
And destroyed the cities thereof that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Okay, that's how. Beautiful. Bro, you good? All right, you got the scripture. You got the scripture. Yeah. No, you said you had two. You had two after this, bro. All right. Then go ahead, bro. The water, bro.
This is Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed, on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him.
Can I say something? Go ahead. Because when you lean on like a stick that got a crack in it, when you lean on it and it breaks, you slip and your hand gets pierced by it, and it's gonna hurt. Anyone that trusts in America is gonna eventually end up getting hurt, man. They're gonna end up in pain because this is not the staff you're gonna trust in. Man. You don't want to trust in something that's broken. Who puts their? That's supposed to be the symbol of America, the damn American flag, but it's on the goddamn construction site. That's not smart. You don't put like, we're not gonna put the scriptures on top of a damn construction site. That's not where it belongs. And that's Esau, through the Spirit of the Lord. The Lord had Esau put that up there to show that this place is under construction, man. This place is being demolished, man. It's being completely destroyed by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And anyone that trusted in it is gonna fall by it, man. They're gonna die. That's why it says in Malachi 2:10. It says, flee from this place because it's polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. Anyone that trusted in America or trusted in the so-called white man, no matter where you are in the world, if you're an Israelite, you trusting in anything but Yahweh Shem Yahushua, your end is ultimately going to be destruction.
Well, that's it. Obama, you were supposed to be the symbol of, hope for America.
Or Negro.
Right. And everybody, America's going through, just got rid of Bush. Had 8 years of him. Just needed a savior. Somebody,
change.
Right, they needed change. And now you actually, way even worse. Because Obama, every law that he passed was for homosexuals, transgenders, and kids to be able to identify whatever species, animal, or crocodile they want to. So that what represented, trusted in Egypt. And I fell for it the first term. I was in the world. I think, we got a black president. Now we're gonna have some change. That was trusting in Egypt. And then, as you can see, by the second time, I'm like, this dude is full of horse manure. And so this is what trusting in Egypt gets you. How many people trusted? How many times did the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, trusted Mystery Babylon? And they keep on breaking every treaty afterwards. And even to this day, they're trying to put pipelines. They didn't want to run pipelines through their land and say, okay, forget whatever treaty that we had, that you can have this reservation, whatever. We got some money. We got to put some pipelines through here, so get some of that oil. So this trusting in Egypt, all you got to do is look at Egypt's track record.
They got a track record. You can see slavery. You can see how like today, you get a Jake shot. You get a Jake shot. Shit, the police get off. For a man having his hands up. What they say? He shot spitballs at him. Some shit. Put your hands up. Some shit. People get killed in a certain way, and they don't get nothing. And it's a woman that I guess some Edomite finally, I guess she getting charged for shooting a guy in his own apartment because it was the wrong apartment. She getting charged. You couldn't refute no shit like that.
Welcome, G.
You know?
Ooh, like Jeffrey Epstein, this motherfucker was shipping kids around the world to the super elite. And only got 13 months, and while Cosby don't die in prison.
Yeah, and that's because he got more money than Cosby. You know?
And
it's all about money. And then also he's an Edomite and he's an elite.
13 months.
Yeah.
13 months for getting kids raped. I mean, like, you know,
turning them out, man. Letting all of these old white men do all kind of freaked out things to them